Welcome, everybody, to today's weekly town hall meeting, June 12th, 2023. We're halfway through the year. Today's agenda: project and development updates, documentation updates, marketing updates, and collaborations. Robinson, please start us off with project and development updates.
Thank you. So let's start with the core blockchain updates, where we had a beta release, and this was getting verified by the internal testnet team. I must say that this idea of having the testnet has helped us a lot, because we were able to unearth quite a few bugs and issues with this with the testnet. So with the beta release which we had identified a few bugs with sun update operation, and few with respect to hard fork checks. So they have been identified. So we are further trying to compare the snapshots and see whether there's anything pending. But it looks like there is one more item pending, where we're seeing some differences in sun related accounts. So we are investigating that as well. So once so far whatever has been identified, we have addressed those challenges. We have those one more item which we need to verify, and we're starting to work on that. In addition to that, on the Bitcoin front, we're trying to change the way how we are subscribing to account balances on the Bitcoin mainnet. And with this changes to subscription, we are verifying it's also progressing pretty well. That's on the graphene based chain update. Let's go to the next slide for Peerplays 2. So on the Peerplays 2, we have been plagued with a bug or two, which is preventing us from calculating the gas fee when we are deploying contracts in the EVM. So far, our various attempts to identify the root causes have failed. So at this point, we're trying to. So what we've done is we had taken out some of the consensus logic, and we're trying to reintroduce it in a step-by-step manner. So we are as part of this code base, we are trying to get BAPE consensus, which is very similar to the proof of consent, or which will act like a base for the proof of pulse consensus way that we need to implement. So what we had done previously was that we had taken it from the Frontier and Substrate templates and used it. But this time, rather than just adopting it, we're trying to manually add this to our current code base. And we're hoping that in the process we'll be able to figure out those issues with the gas price calculation as well. So we have a couple of the team members working on this item, and two of the team members are primarily focused on the Peerplays legacy code base. That's Peerplays 2. Moving on to Next, we have been working on extending the Nexus functionality to support Explorer-like features. So one of the new requirements for this was few API calls, primarily to list out a rich list, which is a list of account balances, sorted account balances. So now this was not supported by the Peerplays JS library. So right now what we're trying to do is along with this Next extending next by new features. We are also having to extend the JS library. So the JS library needs a few new endpoints. So we're working on that. We only have one developer working on this, and I think the project looks uh, pretty good. So the only item that's in progress is, as I said, the Explorer like functionality and the supporting feature in the JS lib. That's next. Please go to the next slide. Together, major areas of work was involved interaction with the UI team and the UI design team and coming up with the screens. So I think that is pretty much come to an end. We have a deliverable which we are reviewing at this point. Uh, it looks like it's more or less complete, and we're just waiting for the final reviews so that all the screens are available for us to implement. On the development front, also we're making good progress. One of the interesting one was there is an provider called Postgrid, uh, which will facilitate sending snail mails or printed letters to various stakeholders. So we managed to test it, and we received some of our test letters, which is pretty exciting because it's like we can access an API and request the API to send us letters, physical letters, and we got exactly that. It's pretty interesting to see that happening. And another work was integration with Open AI's APIs to generate letters. That work is also going well. We already had a POC, and we have now started integrating this OpenAI feature into our product. Uh, Other features, including user sign up and onboarding the users, etc., they're also in progress. And uh, so what this means is user registration to the app is pretty much completed. Then the application has a feature to send letters to elected representatives in a given region. So those features are also coming along pretty well. So the letters themselves will be auto-generated by OpenAI. That integration is also progressing pretty well. Next steps would be we'll have to proceed with subscriptions and uh, subscriptions. And I think, the most important work that is happening is we are trying to create a representative list for Canada, which is to say, we need to get a list of all the elected officials to whom these letters will be sent. So we're working on that. So we have found a method. We have found an open API, and we have found a way to uh, get this final list available in our database. So that is another major work happening on this front. Overall, it's looking really good, and I think next steps like marketing, etc., will be uh, will will be discussed elsewhere in the same meeting. So I think that's pretty much all from the development team. Thank you.
Thank you, Robinson. Sean, documentation updates.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. So our documentation update for today, we have our Ethereum Suns flow diagram complete, and you'll find that in our developer documentation. And our work continues with Libitcoin documentation and plenty of work for our Together MVP and PeerView projects with GBC, including our JSON schema documentation that we're going to use for the data on our blockchain. So thank you very much. And that's my update for today.
Sean, marketing and content updates will be provided by Vlad and Oksana. Vlad, if you want to start us off, please. The agenda for that is together with SMG, community, and graphics. Take us off with SMG and content, Vlad.
Thank you, Kelly. So Search and Gather has already received assets from us. I think that line is 1 week old. But yeah, they got a lot of sort of mock designs for Together, and I think they're going to use them to inspire themselves to build paid campaigns. So they're really doing a good job taking care of the marketing side and the audience finding side of Together. I will likely be requesting more design mock-ups as they come, and wireframe assets, and really whatever materials Search and Gather can use to help promote this. We are done with the reporting product specifics phase, with the discovery phase. So it actually lasted through all of last week as well. So this week they should actually start building some identifying at least where the campaigns are going to be built, I believe. Over the past month, we've had almost 10K views on YouTube. I think over 10,000 views on YouTube Shorts. So that was a new record. It really shows that YouTube Shorts is an underrated market. Right now that I have a little bit more time, I'll begin focusing some Peerplays content there around freedom, activism, and how crypto promotes sovereignty. And I think this will be a good backdrop for Together as well. Yeah, so some questions came in around our community survey that was done several months ago. I believe there is a town hall, and it was shared on our chat as well, and it was also shared on here on Scenes. That kind of goes over the results of the community survey. So if you want to find that, you can go there. But really, most of the results of the survey were around finding use cases for PPY. And some questions came in around, what will be PPY's role within Together? And while this is not exactly defined yet or publicly available info yet, this is what Together is about. Together we'll have a use case, we believe. And as for Scenes, we have connected with Avalon. We got to the root cause of their API thanks to Christopher and Barris. And it turns out that they're just doing a call that is different from what we're used to. They're doing like an options call before they actually do a post call to our API. So we just have to adjust our system so that it's compatible with theirs and it's not on this on and off sort of situation, and we can actually go live with it. We're hoping to do that this week. We think it's already adjusted, but we think we'll go live this week. And yes, as usual, I think there was one community question at the end, but the community is encouraged to look at our blog and newsletter to stay updated, our website as well. I'll be helping Oksana with the Suns in the website this week, so hopefully we'll get a Suns page up. All right, thank you, Kelly.
All right. Hello, everyone. These are the updates for graphic and branding. We are happy to announce that the marketing team has completed their rebranded Peerplays website. We are proud to share this with everyone. Although we understand that there will be ongoing tweaks, adjustments, and improvements down the road, we released the website on June 9. You can find it by going to peerplays.com. Here you can see some examples of animations on our homepage. Here is some demonstrations of welcome page functionality. This is the demo of one of the elements that we have on our career page. We designed many elements with making interactivity and clarity our first priority. We are planning to add more pages, tutorials, and guides to help users better understand what Peerplays does and its products. That's it from my side. Don't forget to check out peerplays.com. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Vlad and Oksana. Jonathan, collaboration updates, please.
Good day. These are the collaboration updates for Peerplays for this past week. We had a series of meetings with the Government Blockchain Association in regards to decentralized ID and made contributions with them as we have been ongoing. Part of that objective is, of course, to be working with their blockchain maturity model and getting standards inputted that will align with Peerplays. And so we've been successful at that so far, and that's continuing. In the community sector, Avalon Meta, we had another call with them as well in regards to the lifetime license Peerplays has to work with scenes. And so that's all good. And they are quite excited about the integration that's happening, as Vlad alluded to, with the ability for scenes users to be able to utilize Peerplays within the platform. So that's all looking good. And in the gaming sector, there was a meeting with Gaming Benefits Corporation in regards to the regulatory or the regulator dashboard, which utilizes Peerplays, and that's all went well. They did do a test with a live game, this past couple of weeks, and from that we were able to gather more information on how things went. And of course, it was a successful test, so that was good. But it gave us some inputs on what to do going forward. So that's all good. And in dedicated team updates, we found our DevOps. So Dimitrio is going to be joining us in the next couple of days. He is a experienced DevOps with quite a sysop background as well. And so with that combined experience, he'll be working with us ongoing to support the infrastructure that's helping with the development efforts. So that's good news. So those are the updates for Peerplays this week.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Okay, we had a couple questions come in from the community. They wanted us to share screenshots or some more info about the Together app. For example, how will it use AI? This will be shared more at the next town hall. And the second question was, can you tell us more about what opportunities you are pursuing for the RNG and what the future holds for it? Jonathan, that will be for you.
So for the RNG, we made some attempts to get more integration with that last year, actually. That was among the efforts that we made in regards to gaming. There were challenges, though, because when it comes to RNGs, I mean, for those of you who are hearing this for the first time, the decentralized RNG in Peerplays is the first and only decentralized RNG that was verified by GLI. GLI is a standards verification body, which is very popular in the gaming sector. Essentially, if you want to be able to run any kind of game in the gaming sector, you have to have it verified or certified by GLI as part of the regulatory process. So we made great efforts to make the first ever decentralized RNG in North America, and worked closely with GLI and developed a relationship with them in order to ensure that it was meeting the requirements for verification, and it was successful. So the current decentralized RNG in Peerplays is basically up to snuff. It's basically what some people might call casino grade, so to speak, as a random number generator. That's what an RNG is. So last year we made some efforts to push for integration of the decentralized RNG into it. However, we were never able to come to a consensus with different partners about how the economics of it would work. So right now, they could go through the process of getting an RNG verified themselves and pay a certain amount. The expectation and the bet on the process we went through was, what if we have a decentralized RNG that's already certified, and then you can be able to build your apps on it, and then you don't have to go through the process of getting that portion done as well. So it would be a cost savings per se. And so part of the challenge, though, is that the models that we looked at in terms of how that might work ongoing became too costly. Sure, they would gain a decentralized RNG, but at the same time, it didn't make any sense in terms of a business decision which would add value to how end users would be able to gain something or be able to pay more or something like that. So basically, the business case for it was a challenge. So that said, we did take all the learnings and all the technical expertise of what we learned from that, and we wrapped it into what we're doing now, which is with the new Peerplays, which utilizes Substrate, and looking at how the RNG operations within that chain will work, and whether it's going to be up to standards like what we had established and created in the current Peerplays. So with all that, we do have quite a bit of extensive knowledge in regards to RNGs. I'd say probably among the best in the entire industry, because we have seen in the industry as a whole, other RNGs that people attempted that thought were good enough end up getting hacked. And so this is a decentralized RNG, which has been verified to be effective in providing a way to do it in a decentralized fashion. So so essentially, the TLDR after all that is that there's no current plans per se to pursue more utilization of it, aside from the fact that it is available in current Peerplays. And if somebody wants to use it, the code is open and they can integrate it into whatever application they like. So that's all.
Thank you very much. And that concludes today's weekly town hall meeting. Thank you all so much for joining us, and have a great week.